You're live on Facebook, eh?
I think so.
All right. Ready to start?
Yes. All right. So let's kick off indeed. Welcome, everyone. We're
Hey,
super
everybody.
glad. It's Monday again. So that means we're doing our weekly coaching webinar. So we're available to ask or answer all of your questions. And also, if you want to mastermind on your business idea, then we're also super happy to share our thoughts on that. We've got Patrick, of course, and myself.
Exactly. Hi, everybody. So we are streaming actually on various kinds of platforms. So Louis, you are live on Facebook. We are live on the Zoom call. So if you have the link for the Zoom call, feel free to join us. You can ask all the questions along. And me, I am live on Instagram. So everyone who wants to participate on Instagram, you can just leave the questions below, as you can do on Louis' Facebook page, so that we can all have our good mastermind together on this Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you have any questions, you can always type them into the chat or, share your thoughts. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I think, well, today we want to talk about how we can actually start an online business from alongside our current job, because for most of us, the situation is that they are still in a job, and that can be a little bit scary to immediately take the jump to become self-employed. But you can also do it gradually. I mean, that's how we both did it as well. And I think it's nice to share some words on that today, right?
Exactly. So as you probably might know, or somebody would know, that we both started our online businesses next to our current job, basically back then in 2018. And yeah, so it was just the power of the automation that you can set up your business. And it's just unbelievable and amazing that you can just the heavy work can be done for you while you are working at your day job, and you can set up your business. And it's just so amazing that learning a new skill like an online business just feels accessible for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes you've got people that they are doing something in the evenings to learn something in the evenings, like an extra graduate or whatever. And I think, if you're just starting out and you don't know and you don't have an idea yet, or you're still really don't know how you're going to approach this, then I think it's nice to see it that way, because it's always good to learn something new. That's always time well spent. So if you start learning something new, then you can always make several hours for that. But I do think it's important, and that's, I think, tip one already for tonight, which is to make sure that you really try to be consistent with it, because it can mean various things. For one person, it can be, I want to spend at least 1 hour a day on my business. But for another person, it could be, well, every Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to spend several hours on my business. And I think that's important, because actually, you won't always be super motivated. For instance, me today, I was not super motivated, and that was just because I had a little bit of yes, someone tried to hack me this weekend, and I was kind of a bit stressed about that. um, but yeah, normally it can happen to anyone, right? So I mean, yeah, that's something that you have to deal with. But that lets me to not feel super motivated today, to just get started and into the mood. And well, and then it's important that on days that you're not motivated, that you feel the discipline to do it anyway, because if you can learn yourself to be disciplined, then you will always move forward. And I think that's important.
Well, that's the importance of the mindset, like you say, because when what we talk about today is about the automation. Even though you don't feel like doing something, you always know that you have something in your back, your automated build up settings for your business that are working and running 24/7 for you. Even though you have a bad day, you can rely on the system and the settings that do the heavy part for you. So this is something that, you know, brings you more into a relaxation status. Even though you have, you know, something different going on, you know, your business always will be online and will never gonna go away, because you have set it up as an automation, and it will work for you when you sleep, when you eat, when you have something else to do, or when you are concentrated on your business to, you know, market yourself or market other products. It doesn't matter. So yeah, best example for you today. I totally agree with that. And especially I feel that we have so much things going on in life, and just setting a business tool up for yourself that will run beside you are. When we were or starting out 2018, I was working in a full-time job, and yeah, you know, set up my online business online, and it was working for me while I was at work. I was coming home and I did an hour to spend on my business to see everything is going fine, everything is smooth. I was replying to people, I was having nice conversations, and I was learning at least for an hour or two. But I knew there's something reliable in my back that creates a side income for me. And if I have good days and if I have bad days, it doesn't matter. Like, this is the beauty of an online system, and a lot of people are just not aware of that. And you know, like you say, somebody wants to hack you, everybody is just scared and wants to back up. And you have the different approach. You are, you know, focused on, hey, how can I solve this? I have different things to do. And meanwhile your business is still running, so kudos to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it didn't work for him because that's maybe another tip. Because if you just have to make sure that you set up your two-step verifications everywhere. I think that's a very you know, well known for everyone. But you know, if you know, I can imagine that some people will be like, oh well, how did you keep that person out? So I
Yeah,
think that's just, you know, a very good tip. But yeah, and what's also nice of, you know, if you're running something that's all going on automation, I could, you know, easily take a day off. Like, so today I allowed myself to be a little bit, you know, I went for a long walk, I went jogging as well. And yeah, I was just like giving myself some time off to you know, calm down, because nothing happened, so everything's actually good. And yeah, that's also nice. I mean, otherwise you would have to be starting your job again, and yeah, probably doing something that you don't like that much, right? And I think that's the whole point. If you can do something that you love, then there still will be days that, well, something will not go as planned, like for instance, yeah, unforeseen, like a hacker trying to attack you. But in the end, if you can still, if you know what and why are you doing this, what passions you want to achieve, how you then I think it's just all worth it for sure. And as you also managed, you already lighted the tip of the another tip, which is making it able for you to build a business alongside a job. Is that, you know, you can automate a lot of things, and also from the beginning. And that's really super interesting, because as Patrick, indeed, as you mentioned, it will be running automatically in the background. So that's super nice, actually. And it's really not difficult at all, because well, we're also including that in our training. So everything is explained step by step. So that's really the beauty of all of it.
exactly. So we have been through the training ourselves, and it's just an amazing setup. So I mean, you know, when you start out and you know, you have your job on the side and you're trying to make your online business work, it always is important that you at least take an hour or two for a day to educate yourself, and the modules are basically designed to walk you through. And it will not happen overnight that you sign up and you have all automated systems for yourself and you're going to make money tomorrow. This is not the real world, and I think a lot of people have to understand that as well, that automation, yeah, sounds beautiful, but you need to set it up and it takes time. But allow yourself to have that time, because you are learning something new. You are learning something that is crucial for your business, and you are learning something that will stay without you doing the heavy part. And this is so important that will be explained to you in our education.
Yeah, and indeed, and I think the automation part is one of the most interesting and fascinating things that I found, because actually I don't know any other business model that that works that way, and that can be automated and yeah, I just find that super fascinating, just because that's the key points that that will give you freedom in terms of time, in terms of yeah, financials actually as well. And that's really the key to freedom, basically. That's my whole point, basically. Yeah.
It is. I mean, you are talking to people, equestrians, that are lacking time. And imagine how so many equestrians would have, having an online business automated for themselves while being at their horse, and basically knowing that it will run 24/7 for them. So it's the beauty of it, and we cannot stress it enough that how many things are online right now. AI softwares, they are taking over. There are machines working for people. They replace jobs. So why don't we take AI softwares into our advantage and let them work for us? And it sounds very, very new, but indeed it's actually not. So many people are always wondering, oh, how do you send so many emails out to your clients, or how many programs can you develop, and how can you be present nonstop? Well, it's all about the setup, right? So you have to be present at once, and you can replay your videos for the ones that are right now. If I always say, certain things come at the right time. So people will see the videos if they are ready. People will see your videos when they, everybody has a different lifestyle and the lifestyle situation. So some people might not ready to join you in your education program now, but some of them are. So that's why you will run your videos on automation, replay your course, and get to know people whenever they feel ready, so that you don't have to show up every single day. And this has been automated, and you reach people at the right time. So that's my experience, because I had a lot of people reaching out to me saying, Patrick, I'm just not ready yet, but I have seen your videos. I have seen the education that you offer, and I will come back maybe in a few months. But I know as a business owner that these videos won't go away. They are accessible to everyone. And even though in the 2 months, they will still be accessible without me redoing everything again and again and again and again. So this is what you basically need to understand. And this is something that you should not be scared of. That's something that every one of us can manage.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think what's super important is that if you think like, okay, I'm indeed someone that wants to generate a lot more and spend more time just exactly how I want to spend my time, whether that's spending more time with your kids, or do just create a job for something that you love doing, or or like equestrians, just spending more time with your horse, or whatever you like, maybe traveling. Okay, in these times it's a bit not really relevant to mention it, but I'm still dreaming that hopefully next year
We'll
we
come
can
back.
start, yeah, we can start traveling again. But then it always comes down to taking action. And if the three top reasons that we hear that people are actually kind of afraid of are, one of the things is time. And that's why we're dedicating today on, time shouldn't be an option, shouldn't be something that will hold you back, because actually it's all, you can do it at your own pace, at your own speed. And we actually did a very interesting webinar on this several weeks ago. I think it's already 2 months ago, maybe. And we wrote an ebook about it. And I think that's super interesting if time is something that's holding you back, because everything that's offered in our education program is also is also, you can is also accessible on every device. So if you're commuting to work, or if you're cycling, or just walking outside with your dog, or I don't know, so it's really accessible in a way that you can multitask easily. I think that's something that that should take away your objections for time, because you can just take your own time and learn at your own speed. And whenever it suits you. I mean, it's always accessible just with internet and a device, whether it's your phone or laptop or iPad, I don't know. And another thing is that that people often hold them back is lack of knowledge. And I mean, if that's the case, I think it's just important to know that we both also started without prior knowledge. And we just had both had a dream. We went for it, just followed step by step, and implemented step by step. And there it comes again. It's by taking action that you progress. It's by taking action that we're here, that we're doing this live to support you as good and as possible. And to grow also, we're growing by doing this. We're trying to show up as best and serve you as best as we can. And that's only by doing, because if we're not here, we cannot offer this, right? So if it's learning or knowledge that you're lacking, then it's just taking action. We are already providing a lot of free value on that. And we already have the webinars and also our coaching webinars here, but these will always be leading you towards inspiring you and motivate you to take action, to dream, and to have the courage and find the courage within yourself to really move your dream forward. I mean, that's the most important thing, and that you will not have regrets later on in your life. Yeah, I knew actually that starting an online business could be my escape to freedom, but I just didn't take action because I don't know. I don't know actually. I didn't have enough time, or that's always a limiting belief that if you really want something, you can just do it and you should just go for it. So I think that could be a little kick in the ass to, just get started. I mean, that's just important. And then the third most common reason that people are, a little bit objective is well, we've got knowledge already covered, also technical knowledge, not needed at all. And we also covered time already, but then we have, fear. And fear is a very broad thing. So it could be fear of, what do I have to offer? A bit of self-worth. What do I have to offer? How will I know that entrepreneurship is for me? And well, if you don't try it, you'll never know. That's for sure. So I think it all comes down, take action, see for yourself, find for yourself if that's for you. And if not, well, then you've at least know you at least tried it, you at least know that it's not for you, and then that's fine as well. But then you'll never have the regrets later on in your life. Well, I'm stuck here again, I've got no time for what I love doing most, and I hate my job. Well, I think then you've come to the right place to explore other possibilities.
Exactly. And I mean, it was just fantastic how you just described it. It's so many golden nuggets in there. And in terms of fear, like I can imagine, or I can remember actually that when I started out, I'm not a native English speaker. So that's my second language. And
Same here.
same for you, exactly. And by putting myself out there, learning, and just sharing the value of an online business that it can give you, I started to believe in myself, and that's about mindset, and that's about creating something that is not replaceable. And I know that sometimes I do make mistakes, but I stand for my mistakes. And I know that the more I speak to people and the more I speak in my English language, the more I can feel, related to other people. I mean, that's the fear. The biggest fear is yourself, that you're holding yourself back, basically. And this is what stops you from beginning an online journey. And that is just crucial, just to not reflect about, hey, what could go wrong, just reflect on something that could go right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, guys on Facebook or Instagram, whenever you have questions, just feel free to reach out and let us know your fears, what you basically experience, or are holding you back. Because I think we are here just to learn, help, and share value, and also an online education that basically gives you everything that you basically need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So how did you feel when starting out? What was your biggest fear?
I think my biggest fear was to find the time, actually. But yeah, when but the thing, the point of where I decided like I just have to go for it was that I was scared that I had to quit what I love doing most, which is horseback riding. And I was, I just felt pushed because of lack of time that, I would have to quit my passion. And I think, well, that's the road to unfulfillment and frustration in life. I mean, I see so many people that are like in their 50s and 60s or even 40s, and they're so grumpy like all of the time. And then I'm like, okay, you just kind of somewhere along the journey of life lost your passion somewhere, and you're just stuck by society, something like that. And that's really maybe a little bit confronting for some, but I just made this promise to myself, I'm not going to be like that. I really want to follow what I love doing, and my intuition will tell me where I need to go. And yeah, so that's basically how this came on my path. And I was like, well, I think this is really what I needed. And yeah, so that was basically how I entered. And at that moment when I started, I was, yeah, I think mostly feared of the time that it would take, something like that. Yeah. And what about you?
It was the language, like
Yeah.
because I was, yeah, indeed. So I was coming to Canada. I was living here since a year and a half, and then decided just to go for it, starting an online business, because I needed the freedom. I wanted to have the freedom to see family, and this is something that I always wanted to reach. And the fear was that nobody's going to believe me because of my lack of English skills, basically. But the more you go throughout the years, the more you learn, the more you feel comfortable. And I was, back then, 2 years ago, oh my gosh, you could never imagine me speaking in front of a camera or just going live on Instagram. It would not be possible. But that's something that you have to, evolve, and
Overcome.
you have to learn about that. And you have to go out of your shell, because out of your comfort zone, that's where the magic happens. And this is why we love to share what we are sharing here right now. Mindset is key. Mindset is everything. And if you are thinking about every obstacle that is coming up to you, then you will always drown. and you will never see the peak of the iceberg, because underneath the iceberg there's a lot of work going on within yourself. And I can imagine that when I started with the education, going through the modules and having the 90-day video challenge in our Facebook group, I was so scared. I was having the camera in front of me shaking and seriously thinking, what should I say? What should I do? And nobody is gonna ever listen to me. But that was such a wrong approach, which I realized and recognized over, doing things. You just have to redo until they are good enough. And I mean, just by showing up, you are already good enough. And you are already more, and you know more about, taking that bold step. And compared to another person who is scared of taking the first step, you already made an achievement, and you already, allow yourself to feel good, to experience something new, create a new journey for yourself, and believe in yourself. Because you probably, a lot of people heard about the law of attraction, and it's not it's something that you should not take for granted. And believing in that will lead you to more success, because this is something that is so crucial. And just by manifesting the thoughts that you're talking about, talking to yourself, being positive nonstop, this is half the rent for a online business owner, actually. So yeah, compared to all these, like I summed up a lot of fears that I had. And I think that was just the biggest obstacle which I was going through when beginning 2018.
Yeah, I can relate to most of it. So yeah, indeed, time was something that I was scared of. But after I gone to overcame that, then I had a next fear, which was indeed, putting my face on camera. Indeed, but the funny thing is that it was not so much putting my face on camera in itself. It was more that I was like, okay, I'm afraid that, if I am live or so, that I cannot find the words, something like that. And it's actually it's funny because now I'm just, yeah, we're kind of freestyling. We pick a topic, but we are so full of inspiration that it's not difficult to share these webinars then with fear, it's always, what I was actually most scared of was that, what others would think about me. And that was something that I had to overcome. And that took me several months, basically. So I think that was something that really put on a leg for myself. But then, I kind of figured out that, what's the best case scenario and what's the worst case scenario. And the best case scenario is that whatever they would say, if it's negative, they're wrong. That's best case scenario. And I'm just, exceeding and excelling and super happy and freedom and everything. Or worst case scenario, I've learned something new. And that's it, actually. I mean, what's the real fear, actually? What do you have to lose? You never lose something if you learn something new. I mean, when I started my career, I thought that I wanted to become a manager and so on. And if you then go on in the corporate life, then I was like, I actually really don't want to be here. I don't like this at all. And it's also just by doing that I figured that out. Otherwise, I would always maybe thinking that I wanted to do that. But by doing that, I figured out that it's not. So yeah, I think that comes, it's just important to explore, keep an open mind, explore new things. And just by doing, you'll know whether you like something or not. You should give it a shot and give it a try.
The most scary thing or scary part is that we are so focused in our career to become someone that we don't know anymore, that we are already somebody. And when you ask people in their corporate career, like, what makes you special, what is something good about you, what is your passion, probably a lot of people would say, like, I don't know. And they're creating a life around their job, but start creating a job around your life. That's something that a lot of people should start considering, because the online business world is here. That's something inspirational, and something that is not scary anymore, because if you educate yourself on a certain level, you know how to deal with things, and fear, and you will challenge yourself about how you evolve yourself and how you learn and how you implement things. And that's just yeah, I mean, so many people are working 40 plus hours just to get a decent amount of a salary in return, and knowing that you can leverage the internet and that it can do the same amount of money by, half of the time spending on it, which you do actually in your actual job. This is something a lot of people still need to wake up, and I think they are realizing the chance, but they just don't know how to. And this is why we are coming to place, because we want to mentor you guys, basically, that are having that leap of faith and that dream within you. And we just want to give you the chance to realize that and to unfold yourself, just become unleashed, and don't be so scared about what you said, Lewis. What could go possibly wrong? Because there's nothing that can possibly go wrong. If there's something negative coming out of it, for instance, that you feel ashamed of something that you did live on camera, or that you said something wrong, well, you learned that for the next time you just don't mention it, or you say something that you don't feel comfortable with. But right now, like, we are hosting the webinar freely right now. We are basically just sharing our value and our journey, and what we talk about is most of the time relevant. And I mean, by saying most of the time is, as I mentioned before at the beginning of this webinar, a lot of people come and starting a business. Everybody has their own situations, and I mentioned that before. Everybody has their own time, busy lives, and you select as a viewer what is relevant to you. And we are sharing everything that we have, trustworthy, and we are not putting any curtains in front of it. We are giving you away everything that we have, that we build our businesses ourselves. So yeah, I mean, what most people need is basically mentorship.
Exactly. And it can even start with, if I ask people van, like, what are your passions? I think it's quite sad if, like, a lot of people, they don't even know. And
Yeah.
I think, there's also a lot of self-discovery and growth. If you start, and only that aspect is already super, super valuable, because you'll get to know so much, not only about how to start an online business, but also for yourself. What do you actually like? Who are you, and how can you use your own uniqueness in your business? And I think that's super interesting journey, basically.
You can get paid just to be yourself.
Absolutely.
And any experience can be created in, let's say, an empire. So your empire, your own beautiful business community that you want to create. And you will always find people that relate to you, because you go outside, right now in your current job, and you talk to colleagues and they relate to you as well, and you create friends. So don't tell me that nobody can relate to you if you don't show up. how will people know, and how will people see you? So this is why it is so important to, slowly, step by step, put yourself out. And if you are a shy person, I'm an introvert myself. I don't like to talk too much, but as soon as I go and be in the flow, I really feel comfortable, and it makes me feel comfortable because I know I was growing, and I know that by just showing up and being there for others, it just creates or changes my world for the better. And this is something crucial while being an online business owner, not for the sake of, making tons of money, but knowing that your passion, creates an income for you that, yeah, creates a better life.
Yeah, absolutely. Indeed. It will bring out the best version of you, because that's necessary, actually, also if you want to evolve as an entrepreneur.
Exactly. And I think coming back to the automation systems that we were talking about is that if you set up your business with the right automation, you plan emails to go out to your audience, to people that want to hear more from you. You can shoot videos, prepare yourself. You can redo videos as long as you feel comfortable sharing them. And you can show them to your audience. Just be there, show your face, and make some people believe in themselves, because that's, I think, yeah, such a big thing that has gone in this world, that people are just not ready to take the chance. People are not knowing what is their passion, like you say. People are
Mm.
not knowing what to do with themselves. They come back from work, they watch Netflix, like, for God's sake.
Also, totally on living on autopilot.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they do. Exactly. So they are living on autopilot. So hey, it's time for a change, and it's time to, give yourself
Unleash
permission.
yourself, as you said.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to wear the chains on your hand wrists, and coming from work, and you take off the hand, the chains, the handcuffs, and feel free. When I was at the corporate job, I felt like, coming back from home, and so relieved to just go on the couch and watch some TV, and thinking about, oh, I have to go back to work next day. Um, it will feel at the beginning like that, but when you create your own online business, you see, and your mindset will change. You see that you can be grateful for the journey that you're going through, and for all that you learn. And building an online business while you are at your current job, I think that's something you will see. You will personally grow so much, and it might change also the atmosphere at your current job you are. So we have so many people, so many members in our community that started out like that with their current job, and they say their work environment has so much changed because they became basically a better person. They knew about, to be self-aware of their problems, and how to change their mindset into something, changing something negative into something positive. And yeah, I mean, that's the power of it, of an online community. And also of the, all the settings that are in our education. I think it's so much to explain. It's the best is to experience yourself.
Absolutely. And if it comes to making a decision, I think it's always important to take the advice of people that have experienced that already. So mentorship is super important, and it can be, a lot of people, they think, well, I can figure it out myself, it shouldn't be so hard. But if you're not getting the guidance and you don't know where to look or what's the sequence of steps that you need to take, it can be a struggle, but it doesn't have to be. It can be a very joyful ride, actually, if you know what to do, in what sequence, and just step by step. And if you got somebody that's going to hold your hand to on this journey, and that's why we're here for you to, to support you along the journey, and yeah, to really make sure that we can guide you as your mentor.
Yeah, and we are here for a lifetime. If you decide to join us, then we won't go anywhere. We are here to help you succeed. And I think, if you sign, you see all those coaches on Instagram, Facebook, and on YouTube, for example. And for instance, they're telling you that, hey, get my coaching program. I will teach you so and so. But yes, you will get the coaching program, you get all the resources, but what happens afterwards? Nothing, because they are not there for you. And this is, for instance, something different, because we want to be there for you. We want to guide you, and we want to help you whenever you feel stuck, to find a different perspective or a different solution that you can implement to make it successful. And I think that's something unique, that a unique community that is always there for you and for a lifetime. And that's something really, yeah, pleasing to hear, to be honest.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, we both went through the journey, and we are now here, and sharing everything that we know, and how you can start online. You are probably working either already from home, and might need to go back to work, or you can use the time while working from home right now, just to get an education that will set up for the goods, and with a lifetime mentorship that will allow you to do something that you are passionate about on an automated business, while showing up for others also, and also enjoying family time, or the things that you like to do. Like you and I, we love to do horseback riding. So I was doing horseback riding today, and in the morning I started my day on a Monday morning in the stable, just trying and relaxing, and just to follow my passion. And now showing up here live on camera, this is how I can create a work around my lifestyle. And yeah, that's something super, super important, I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And yeah, I think it's a good point that you're mentioning, because, for people that are like, yeah, well, it sounds interesting, but maybe it's not the right timing. Maybe, behind after the holidays, or for next year, or whatever. I think it's, oh, you should always just take action at your own time when it feels well, but also notice that it can be a little voice in your head that will hold you back from achieving what you actually want. I mean, if you start to think of some things that you want to achieve in your life, but for some reason you never tried it yet, because it was never the right timing. Maybe yeah, it could be like any kind of education, but I think especially in this one, I think honestly, we're working at from home, people that are working from home, I think it's the best timing to actually start transitioning to an online business, whether you already have an online business, or have a business, a brick and mortar, I mean a traditional business then, or whether you are an employee and you're looking for more freedom. And I think it's the best time basically to start, especially now this year, even today, or I think yeah, it has never been a better time than now to make the shift, because sooner or later we'll all make the shift anyway. That's my belief, at least for most
Yeah,
in most cases.
yeah, yeah, you
So I
brought up a
think the
good
earlier you
point.
can get on the train, then the better for you.
Oh, definitely. You brought up a good point about, people not being ready. I just had yesterday a conversation here on Instagram, that, you know, a person said to me, like we had a one-on-one conversation in a messenger, and she said, well, it looks very interesting about what you're talking on your profile, but I think that's just not working for me. And I was saying, like, why isn't it not working for you? So how do you know that? And she didn't know an answer to my question. And people are just, you know, how can you know something is not working out for you if you haven't tried it? And that's, yeah, this is, you miss so many opportunities in life. And of course, you know, whatever feels right to you, just do it. But I think, how can you judge as a person if you haven't tried it? I mean, we have such a good uh, confidence in our products that will make you succeed, because we are here for you. But, you know, just putting yourself back and saying, okay, well, that's not something that, you know, would work for me. That's just something I think you should not, or you could not say, because when you start out, for example, you will always find people with a bit of backlash. They say, you know, just also family members. We just had that last week.
Yeah.
Family members you will probably say, hey, you know, that's probably something not good that you're trying to do, building an online business. It's just about people want to not leave their inner
Comfort
shell,
zone. Yeah.
comfort zone, exactly. So this is what you will experience, but that's okay. I mean, try it out. There's nothing you can lose, and we are here to help.
Exactly. Nothing to lose and potentially everything to gain. So I think, yeah, that's just very important. And maybe just, you know, one last thing to cover up with, because I can imagine that also for some people it can be frightening to put your face on camera. And I think it's important to know that if that's something that you're kind of afraid of, I think it's important to know that whatever you're offering, or whatever your online, however you want to start your online business, let's put it that way, you'll find a way that resonates with you, that works well for you. And if you don't like to put your face on camera in the beginning, you can also start writing. I mean, blogging is very common. And I think that's, or just with imagery, take pictures. Then that it's also not, at least less frightening, because it's not live, or it's not, you know, video is always different than a picture. A picture is static, of course. And also just, you know, with wordings and writing. I mean, blogging can be something that suits perfectly then as well. So I think it's important to know that if that's something that might scare you, know that you can also have workarounds for everything, basically. So the opportunities there's so many options, so many ways, and it's just a matter of learning what are the options, and then deciding, okay, this sounds like a road that I want to take, and, you know, the other option is maybe something that I don't want to do. And you can also, you know, like, that's how I did it in the beginning, because, you know, you have many platforms, etc. So I just, you know, tried out all those platforms, and, you know, there are some that are resonating more with me, and others that are resonating less with me. Yeah, so then just choose a platform that you like, and, you know, just go for it. So yeah, I think there will always be a match in one of those options. So
Definitely. I mean, like every person is different, each platform is different. So if you don't like to be on video, on camera, like you say, use some blogging material, do photography, or, you know, be an affiliate for other products, and build your own website,
exactly, yeah,
you
same.
know, and offering product without you showing your face. That's something that you could totally do. It's everything that is tailored to your lifestyle, which you would like to live. And while creating that business, it's always good to have like your ideal life in front of you, and just to think about that. Always keep that in mind. Like, no matter what you do, and you will find your right way. And I think we both have tested a lot of social media platforms, and we did find ourselves in the ones that we feel most comfortable with. And this is where we are pursuing and, just reaching out to people who would like to do the same. And it's enough space for everybody in the online world. We are billions of people, and why are nobody is extraordinary. We are all ordinary people, and
Mhm.
we are just making a living online, so there's nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
and what you also brought up is indeed another point that's super interesting. If you don't like to put your face on camera, an e-commerce business does not require necessarily to use your own face, because you've got imagery of your products and maybe, demos of how to use it, So I think that's indeed another very valuable one of the ways to build up your business online. So yeah,
exactly. All right, so I think we brought tons of value today,
absolutely.
and so many golden nuggets. So everyone who wants to catch up with the replay, we are going to send out the recording to you guys in our email. So if you are not on our email yet, just subscribe to our free video workshops. And so you basically have access to all the replays that we do, and you can join us live every time we are here on Monday.
Absolutely. And I think it's the sooner that you dare to reach out to us, whether it's in person or via email or on these live coaching webinars or whatever, how you prefer to reach out. I think the sooner you do so, the quicker you'll get results and, become the person you want to be with a business or lifestyle that you want to have. So
Exactly. So we're gonna see each other next week, Monday, same place, same time, and with another amazing topic. So also, if you have any suggestions, feel free to reach out to us, what you would like to have covered. And we cannot wait to see you next week.
great. See you
All
next
right.
week.
See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.